Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are, together again on the radio. One of my favorite things to talk about on this program, though I must say it's not one of my favorite things about life, it's just one of my favorite things to talk about. Something I am fascinated with. Something I can't get out of my head. Every day I wake up thinking about it. Well, Latinas too, Dean, but that wasn't what I was referring to. No, I was thinking about something else. Well, it's related to money, Brett. Yes, it's related to money, but it's not quite money, of course, because money is merely a quantifiable measure of how much we've accomplished in life. Now, I know that if you're a pope, you don't agree with that. If you were Mother Teresa, you wouldn't have agreed with that. Mahatma Gandhi, you would not have agreed with that. And, of course, there are people who have stolen money or inherited money. And you certainly can't say it's a measure of anything except being born from the right sperm bank. But, no, it goes beyond money. And it is my fascination with why some people become losers. And you know a loser when you see one. These are the people who, get married at 17 or 18. They've got 3 kids by 21. The people who drop out of high school because they can make $20 an hour saying paper or plastic. And then, they just think they're going to do that till they retire. There are the people who never leave the house. I have known people, for example, who live at home till ripe old ages. Never supporting themselves, never kicking in, nothing. They just hang around. And what is even more interesting than studying the behavior of these pathetic individuals is the people who hook up with them. Now, it's one thing for somebody to become a loser or to always have been a loser. It is another thing to look into the eyes of one of these pathetic individuals and find true love. What makes people fall in love with complete losers? I have always said that the person you date or the person you marry is you. Your friends are you. Your spouse is you. Your girlfriend is you. Your boyfriend is you. Your live-in is you. That's you. Now, I will say there have been times in my life when I was with somebody that I felt I could have done a lot better. But I realized that at the time I hooked up with them, that was my image of myself. This is all I thought I could get, all I thought I deserved. Later on, when I could get much more, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Now I'm looking at my past, you see. Now instead of looking at me, I'm looking at an old photograph of me. It's like, that's me then. Me now, I could do much better than this, and I'm gonna. No doubt in my mind. So when I see somebody who is in love with a loser, by the way, isn't that the plot of half the sitcoms on TV? The hot wife who never lives in these middle-class suburbs they have on TV. The hot wife married to the big, fat, balding comedian loser. That's part of the comedy of it, I guess. Right? That's the plot. My husband, always a dream. It could be the honeymooners, you name it. My husband, the dreamer, the schemer, the guy who could have done better, probably should have done better, never did. Maybe this is the best he could ever do. And here he is with some 9 or a 10 living in the suburbs. And she spends all her time berating him and telling him what a loser he is. But of course, the sitcom is a good way to illustrate this. You wonder why somebody would hook up with a loser. And the answer on a sitcom is love. It's love. It's all about love, you know? Even though he's a loser, he's a lovable loser, and he's my big lug, my big schemer, my big loser. Anybody who ever watched Jackie Gleason on The Honeymooners knows that was essentially the plot of the show. Long-suffering Alice, who looked like she was one piece of hot stuff years ago, married to big, fat Ralph, who all he can do is get a job as a bus driver and try to come up with schemes to make money, but she loves him. And so she tolerates the fact that he's a complete loser. Now, that makes for great sitcoms, of course. But what about in real life? Is that true? I mean, how can you be in love with a loser unless you yourself see yourself as a loser? And I don't care if it's male or female, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're with somebody and you're constantly telling them that they're a loser, or you tell your friends that they're a loser, think about it. What does that say about you? That you hooked up with a loser. What does it say? You ever think about this? We've talked to self-proclaimed losers on this show to ask them how they became losers. I want to talk to people who are in love with a loser, who've married a loser. And you know what that's like? Because I've been with at least one myself, because there have been times in my life when I had very low self-esteem. You may find this hard to imagine, but I did. In my case, coming home to people who can't get to bed till 7 a.m., sleep all day, can't get motivated to go out and get a job, the house is a mess, they're a mess, every once in a while hiding a vodka bottle in the closet somewhere after boozing all day. Believe me, for years I thought to myself, what made me think that that's the best I could do? How low had I sunk to end up with somebody like that? I take responsibility for it. It was my own negative self-image that caused me to pick somebody like that. And this is something I'm always trying to tell people who complain about the people they're with. You chose them. All you women out there complaining about the deadbeats who fathered your children, who said stick it in there, dear? You did. Who said let's not use condoms? You. You did. It's hard to take, isn't it? Think about it. So if you are that person, if you are constantly complaining about the person you're with, or you're constantly reminded about the fact the person you're with is just a flat-out, balls-up loser, that's the love of your life, I want to talk to you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
I love what you're doing for our young men of America.
Yes, it's a public service, as you know.
Well, absolutely.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Show, 1-800-5800-TOM. Are you? You're in love with a loser. Do tell. 1-800-5800-866. Elise, hello.
Hey, Tom. Dad, I screwed up so bad.
How so?
All right. Well, I'm dating this guy, but we've been dating for a year and a half, and we moved in together last week, and it was the biggest mistake. I've never heard him shut up about anything. My grandparents hooked him up with a job, and they're giving him a second chance to pass the drug test. Mm-hmm. And before that, he was homeless with nothing to do and came back from Washington to see me. I don't know what to do. Help me out.
Well, how'd you get in with a loser in the first place?
Well, there's this little event called Not Scary Farm. I used to work there, as a monster.
Right.
And we ended up meeting there. And little did I know, the fun that sure soon came after.
Well, wait, how did you figure out he was a loser?
Well, he complains about having this job, which is a really cool job because they're training him. And he doesn't want it. He'd rather work at Disneyland or something. And it's not right because he doesn't want to, put in effort at the house, with cleaning up. All I ask him to do is one thing. Wash the dish when he's done. He doesn't do it. I end up doing it, and then he yells at me about doing it. And he doesn't want to hold a steady job or anything like that.
Yeah, but once you realized that, why didn't you get out of the relationship?
Unfortunately, I realized that more when we moved into the apartment last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Well, it's time to get out.
I don't know how to do that. We've been fighting every night, and he pays half the rent, and I pay my half, and I could barely afford it.
Are you both on the lease?
Actually, thank God it's a month-by-month.
Oh, well,
my parents.
Guess what? The first of the month is coming soon.
Yeah.
Time to go.
Definitely. I don't know. I've had it. I love the guy, sort of, I guess.
Oh, you don't love this guy, and you're too young to have a serious relationship anyway. That was stupid.
Yeah, it's true. I've been looking around, looking at other people around me, and they're all having fun and going out. And I just want to do the same, and I think he wants to settle down, but I'm not having it right now.
Well, look, dear, that's what living together and getting married, that's what those things are all about. If you don't want to settle down, don't live with anybody.
Well, I do want to settle down, but unfortunately, I thought he was the one, and it turned out to be the worst experience, and I don't know what to do.
You're not going to, first of all, you're going to get out by the first of the month.
Okay.
And second of all, you're not going to have another serious relationship until you're at least 25 years old.
I'm sorry, Dad, that I broke that rule. I should know better.
You should know better. Now, tell me this. What is your professional dream?
I want to be a geologist, and I screwed up in school with that, but I actually went back to school for EMT and medical assisting, and I want to go back into school for nursing.
All right, so you want to become a nurse?
Yeah.
All right, until you have a nursing degree and a job, you're not going to have another serious relationship.
Okay, that's a good plan.
That's the plan.
Awesome.
You're not going to be trying to work your way up while you have a relationship at the same time.
That's true. It just fails like everything else.
Well, the point is, it just gets in the way of what you're trying to do for yourself. And do you really want to have a relationship where you have to nag somebody all the time?
No, and they nag me more than I ever have ever nagged.
But once you start nagging somebody, then they start nagging you back just to get back at you.
I realized this, that he lied from the beginning of our relationship about who he was.
Dear.
I found out that now.
But that's because you're young, and you don't know any better.
That's true.
You can't tell a red flag if you see one.
All right, Dad.
You never needed a serious relationship, did you? In fact, I strongly suspect you were looking for a roommate.
That, too. And I have an option.
Well, you just said you can't afford your own apartment.
Barely.
So it sounds to me like that was an influence on moving in with it.
Well, I've been planning on it for a while, and then the opportunity showed itself, and I ran with it because I don't want to live at home.
Let me point out, I can't speak for the rest of the United States, but here in Southern California, there are many roommate-finding services. There are websites. There are offices where you come in and you pay $49 or $59, and they match you up with a roommate. And some of these places actually check the credit of the other person or the criminal background of the other person, whatever, and they match you up and put you in a place.
Cool.
Now, don't get into a relationship with somebody so you can have a place to live. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking up my friend's offer, ditching this guy, and just living with, one of my best friends who's like my brother, and he offered to take up the room if all things fall apart, and apparently they are.
Well, they already did, dear.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad, for all the advice. Take care, and blow me up.
Here you go. You're in love with a loser. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Tell me how it happened. You fell in love with one of those lovable losers. Doe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Well, I'm 50 years old, and I've been it 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. And I don't understand why.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to figure out now.
I'm going to send you the solution in the mail. When you unwrap it, be careful because it's made of glass. It's called a mirror.
A mirror?
Yeah. You got to look in it, and you will see the reason.
My parents have been married for 51 years. These people, they don't fight. They worked at the same place for 18 years, same time, same floor.
But that tells us nothing about your self-esteem.
My self-esteem was, I was sexually molested when I was 5, and then again when I was 10.
All right. So you're starting to be on the trail now to figuring out what the problem is.
The second time was by my uncle, and when I told my aunt, who was like my sister, she lived with us and everything, she wouldn't speak to me anymore.
Yeah. Well.
Then I started doing drugs. Then I got married. Well, then I left that one.
Sounds to me like you got a lot of answers right here.
Yeah, I've had too much counseling for any counselors to talk to me, they say.
Uh-huh.
The counselors they said that I've already had too much counseling, that I, have the answers, but I don't see them.
Well,
Why do I keep doing it?
Well, I think a lot of people who've had bad times in their lives or have traumatic things happen to them sabotage themselves. They feel they were somehow responsible for what happened to them. They feel sorry for themselves. They feel this is the best they can do, and that's it.
And I don't like the way that I feel about men. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. And if I get into a relationship, I start arguing, and if he's a really nice guy, that's
step all over him, right?
Pardon?
If a nice guy, you step all over him.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, well.
And then I feel terrible because I'm a nice person, actually.
Uh-huh. But you don't feel like you deserve a nice guy.
Yes, I do.
No, you really don't.
Or not even one at all, maybe.
You don't feel like you deserve one because if you did, you wouldn't treat them like crap when you're with them.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like I shouldn't have a relationship because I just screw it up anyway.
Right.
I sabotage myself. And I see myself doing it. But it's like, I just go ahead because I'm 50 and I'm comfortable with it already.
Uh-huh.
Old habits are hard to break.
Well, dear, you have to take responsibility. And then you have to say, I'm not going to get into another relationship until I find somebody I deserve to have.
That's what my last husband was murdered. He was a mean, nasty person. They never figured out who did it. And I spent 7 years. I was a born-again virgin, man. 7 years with not dating, nothing.
And your third husband was murdered by, do you know by whom?
No. They never figured it out.
They never figured it out. Well, was he a jerk? I mean,
yes,
there were a lot of potential suspects, what you say.
Yeah. Yep. And I was working, so I'm not one of them.
Right.
But, yeah, he was just a mean, nasty person, and karma, you know, what goes around comes around. But see,
then you take nice guys and treat them like crap.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why.
Well, you have to stop.
Yeah.
You have to stop.
Because I don't really want to be by myself.
No, dear, what you're doing guarantees you're going to be by yourself.
Pardon?
The things you do guarantee that you'll be by yourself.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or that you'll be with people who treat you like crap.
And that I take care of.
Right.
I used to take care of developmentally disabled adults. I had 9 of them.
Right.
And I think that's why I was able to spend the 7 years by myself.
Uh-huh.
Because I was taking my caregiving and putting it there.
No.
And it was unconditional love. No matter what you said or did, they love you.
Well,
just like my dog.
Well, yeah, but guess what? Only the retarded or a pet feels that way, okay?
Yeah.
In the real world, all love is conditional. All love is conditional. All of it.
And I have
love is quid pro quo.
And there's a fine, love and hate are two very strong emotions, and sometimes it's hard to tell what you're feeling, whether it's love or hate.
But not that old song? It's a thin line between love and hate.
Yeah, and genius and insanity.
There you go. Doe, thank you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
If you had sex with me because I said I was a doctor, by the time you find out I'm not a doctor, guess what? I had sex with you. I got what I wanted. Next victim.
The Tom Leykis Show. From
Los Angeles, The Tom Leykis Show. Boys Night Out coming Friday, June 17th, 8 o'clock, the Wiltern Theater here in Los Angeles. And that is the night I will be your host. Coming soon, we're going to announce the entire lineup for Boys Night Out. Bobby Slayton and I are the producers of this event. It's for guys only. It's all about male bonding, boys. I'm your MC, and I'll be talking to you on stage in a way I could never talk to you on the air. I'll say things I could never get away with here. Bobby Slayton is our headliner. It's going to be one outrageous show for guys. Leave the little lady at home. It's Father's Day weekend, Friday, June 17th. For tickets, you call Ticketmaster 213-480-3232. That's 213-480-3232, or visit Ticketmaster.com. Are you in love with a loser? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Lynn on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Lynn.
Oh, my God. I am dating one of the biggest losers anyone can ever imagine. Let me tell you. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So this guy has not had a job since last summer. I've been supporting the both of us the whole entire time.
Oh.
And he's actually trying to get into the military right now, which I thought was a great idea, you know, and I've been supporting him the entire time, you know, go for it. However, now he might not get in because he might not be graduating college.
And why is that?
Because he's a lazy ass, and the only thing he wants to do is smoke weed all day.
Right. So tell us how you fall in love with somebody who is that much of a loser.
You know, I have no idea. He really used to be a great guy, and he's the one that got me turned on to you. And because I never heard of you before I met him, and now I listen to you every single day, and I don't know, he just kind of, like, grew on me. I guess, and I am, like, not to sound, like, cocky or anything, but I am an awesome girlfriend. You know, the only reason he's kind of hanging on at school is because I'm the one that does all of his homework all the time.
That's because you have low self-esteem, and you feel that this is what you believe, that you deserve.
I know, and I'm a good-looking girl, you know? I mean...
By the way, at 20 years old, why do you need a boyfriend?
I know, I don't. I really don't.
So why don't you just get the hell out?
I know, I should.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
So do it.
Yeah, I know. It saved me a lot of money.
Well, that's my point. Why are you wasting your life on this?
I know.
And your money.
Yeah, no kidding. I know, because I work 2 jobs and I go to school full-time, and I get all my stuff done.
Well,
so,
dear. And he's living in your place?
Yeah, because his parents decided that he doesn't want to live with his parents anymore.
Are you both on the lease?
What? Oh, no, we live with my parents.
You live with your parents?
Yeah.
And he lives with your parents?
Yeah.
So your parents are losers, too.
Well, my mom's not. My dad is.
Oh, why are they tolerating it?
Because his mom really is, like...
No, wait, I'm talking about your parents.
Yeah.
Why do your parents put up with this?
I don't know.
And they have a problem, too.
Yeah, they don't really see the problem. I kind of hide it from them.
How do you hide it? You tell them he works?
I just kind of cover for him, and they don't know that he might not be going into the military, because they're real supportive of that, and so was I.
That's just a good way to get rid of them. It's like put them out in the recycle bin or something.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sure, go into the military. That's a good idea.
I know, but he's wanted to do that.
If I'm lucky, you'll be in active duty, huh?
Yeah, he's wanted to do that for a long time, so I've really been supporting him on it, you know.
I'll bet you have, because you don't have the guts to break up with him. You're hoping Osama bin Laden breaks the two of you up.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true, right? That's why you want to send him to the military, because you don't have the balls to get rid of him.
I know, and I needed...
A little friendly fire, a little Pat Tillman treatment there, maybe. Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I know, it's about time. I need to get rid of him.
You need to step up to the plate and kick his ass out. And I mean like now. Did you go? She left. God. Yeah, I was real supportive of him going into the military. I'll bet you were. You were supportive of him taking up skydiving, bungee jumping, tightrope walking. You were going to help him go to trade school to study how to wash windows on the 100th floor using a scaffold? Yeah, sure. You were supportive of everything he wanted to do. 1-800-5800-TOM. Easy, our telephone number. Summer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
So I have a question. I don't know if my boyfriend's a loser or not.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
You mean you can't tell?
No, I can't tell. I've been with him for a while, so it's kind of like I'm used to it, you know?
Uh-huh.
So.
All right, well, what are some of the symptoms?
Well, he's a lot older than me. He's 36. I'm 21.
Okay.
And we basically live a normal life. He goes to work every day, but he doesn't make a lot of money, you know?
How much does he make?
It's pretty much month to month. He owns his own business, but...
How much does he bring in on the average?
I don't know.
You don't even know?
I don't know.
But you know it's not a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also work and I pay rent to him.
You pay rent to him?
I do, yeah.
Oh.
Because he has a place, but he's, still leasing it, so I give him money every month.
I see. What else?
That's about it, really. I don't really know.
You don't know if he's a loser, but the only thing you've told me is maybe he doesn't make a lot of money, but you don't even know how much that is.
Well, it's not a lot. It's not. I mean, we do live in Newport, but it's not like... It's pretty much month to month, and we don't ever go out and do
plenty
anything.
of successful people get paid, according to how much they produce every month. That doesn't mean they don't make a lot of money. What makes you think he doesn't make a lot of money?
Because there's nothing to show for it.
What do you mean there's nothing to show for it? You live in Newport Beach?
Yeah, I'm very lucky for that, and so is he, but there's nothing to show for it.
What do you mean you're lucky for that? You're living in his place in Newport Beach. He owns it?
No, he's still leasing it.
He's leasing it from whom?
From renters.
Oh, he owns a rental property.
No, he doesn't own it. He pays rent. He's been living here for like 6 or 7 years.
So, in other words, someone else owns the house. He rents it from the landlord.
Yes.
Then he charges you rent to live there with him.
Yes.
All right. But you never ask him how much money he makes? This is your boyfriend, and you can't have a conversation about money?
We don't really like having these conversations because he doesn't like paying. I pay for my own things, and he does too. So we don't really talk about money a lot.
All right, so what? You think he's a loser. Then why are you with him?
I don't think he's a loser. I'm just asking because I've been in the relationship for a while, like 2.5 years.
At 21, dear, and you got in at 18, you're too young to be in a relationship like this anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So why are you doing it?
Because I love him.
Why do you love a loser?
Well, I don't know if he's a loser.
You think he's a loser? That's why you called in.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life, but I also feel like I'm missing out,
Dear, at 21, everyone feels like they're going to be with their boyfriend for the rest of their lives. How many of them actually are?
Yeah, that's true.
So why don't you wise up and get out now?
Okay.
You won't do it. Come on.
I can't. I don't want to be without him.
Why did you just say okay? Why do you say okay to me? Why do you lie to me?
Because I'll think about it. But
No, you won't. You won't. You won't. You're going to stay there until until you know what's going to happen. You put too many.
Move out. Wouldn't that be better?
Well, moving out would be a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, be a good start. But I mean, you don't even have a relationship where you can talk to him about how much money he makes. What kind of an intimacy do you have?
We have an intimacy. We do.
You don't know how much money your boyfriend makes.
Because it changes.
There's an average, dear. There was a number at the bottom of last year's tax return. How much was it?
I didn't look at it.
Why not?
I don't know.
This is your boyfriend.
It's his private business.
Dear, then
he's mine,
He's your boyfriend.
I know. I will definitely
Look, if he's a booty call, that's another story.
Yeah. No, it's not a booty call.
And by the way, why is money a problem? That's the other question.
It's not really a problem right now. It's just...
Well, you brought it. You called in on a show where I asked people who are in love with losers to call in.
Well, it might be better if he made more money,
Well, how so?
We could be doing more things.
Like what?
Like, it's a problem. Every time we want to go out, it's like, no, the money situation. And if I don't come up with enough money, it's like an argument.
Well, clearly, if you don't come up with enough money, it's not
Well,
right.
I feel that if there was more money to play with, it would be like...
What does he do for a living?
Pardon?
What is his business?
He owns a business, a painting business.
A painting business.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, obviously, he's lacking in education.
He's very, very, very smart.
Well, yeah. And where did he get his GED from?
Somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was a GED, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, somewhere on the East
Right,
Coast.
so he did not even graduate high school.
Yes, he did.
No, he got a GED, dear. You just told me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah, he did graduate high school, and he did go to college.
What, did he graduate college?
I think he just finished his general, like 2 years.
So he went to a community college.
Mm-hmm.
And what college did you go to?
I went to community college. I haven't finished.
Why not?
I'm working right now.
Yeah, but, dear, you got to finish college.
Yeah. I'm
What?
kind of putting it off. I've been, like,
You're
doing
putting it off because you're busy wasting your time on a loser.
So, moving out would be a good step?
Yes, and then breaking up with him.
But I don't want to break up with him. I don't, see, I'm not
What
like
about your own goddamn life? Don't you care what happens to you?
Yeah, but I'm not like the other girls. I don't want to go out and party and meet.
I'm not talking about partying. I'm talking about studying.
I could still study and be with him.
No. You're not even going to school now.
That's because I've chosen not to.
You've chosen not to because you're busy babying a loser. You've chosen not to. You've chosen to be with your boyfriend instead of going to school. And that's why you are going to become a loser.
So it's not possible to go to school and be with him?
No.
He's studying for school right now.
I don't care. He doesn't have a great track record at 36.
Yeah.
You want to wait till you're 36 to get your degree?
No, I want to get it, like...
What do you think employers will say when they see your degree? You got your degree at 36 years old. Or when he gets one. They're going to say, what'd you do with all that time?
No, I agree with you. School is very important.
It's more important than a boyfriend.
Yeah, I just thought it was doable together.
It's not. It's clearly not. Because look what you've done. Be objective about this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to school. You're not doing both.
I was last year.
Yeah, and then you stopped because you couldn't do it.
I think you're right. I mean, I did like being with him and hanging out with him, but a lot of it is I don't even know what I want to do for my career.
It doesn't matter. You need to go to school.
I agree.
And you are letting your dopey little personal life, somebody who's too immature to have a boyfriend, you're letting your dopey little personal life drive a truck over your dreams, whatever they might be. No one's saying not to have boyfriends, or not to have sex. I'm saying not to have a relationship, not to be moving in with anybody, not to be calling talk shows that talk about why you're in love with a loser and then say, well, I don't know if he's a loser. You know what? You're wasting too much time thinking about it. You should be thinking about final exams.
You're right.
Now break up with him and get the F back in school. I mean September.
Okay.
Get it done.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Quickly, Kara on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Kara.
Hey, I have a question for you. Why does a girlfriend need to necessarily know how much her boyfriend makes?
It's not that she needs... Well, first of all, if he's a boyfriend and they're living together, that's the kind of thing people talk about. If you are in a relationship where you don't know that kind of thing, you shouldn't be living in the same place. I mean, how do you know how much people should be paying for rent or utilities or anything like that? I mean, you got to know that kind of thing. If you can't talk about that kind of thing, you don't have the intimacy to have a really close relationship, and you should live in your own goddamn place.
The Tom Leykis Show.